In a scathing courtroom takedown that's rippling through the heart of President Donald Trump's aggressive deportation push, a federal judge here has accused a top Border Patrol commander of outright lying under oath, slapping sweeping restrictions on the tactics federal agents can use during immigration sweeps. The ruling, handed down late Thursday, doesn't just curb the violence that's defined Operation Midway Blitz in this city. It's a stark reminder that even in the Trump era, judges aren't rubber stamping the administration's hardline playbook. U.S. District Judge Sara Ellis, an Obama appointee who's become an unlikely thorn in the side of Homeland Security, converted a temporary restraining order into a preliminary injunction that could hobble the operation through trial or settlement. At the center of her ire, Gregory Bovino, the 55-year-old El Centro sector commander who's been the gruff, trenchcoat-clad face of the Blitz since it kicked off in September. Ellis didn't mince words, declaring Bovino's testimony simply not credible, and zeroing in on his admission that he'd fabricated a key detail about a chaotic tear gas incident in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. "I find the government's evidence to be simply not credible," Ellis said in her oral ruling, according to court transcripts. She went further, noting that the use of force by Bovino's teams shocks the conscience. For weeks, videos have shown agents unleashing tear gas, pepper balls, and rough takedowns on protesters, journalists, and even clergy outside ICE facilities and in residential streets. One clip, played in court, captured Bovino himself hurling a canister into a crowd without warning, after claiming under oath that he'd only done so because a protester had chucked a rock at his head. But when pressed, and with no DHS evidence to back it up, Bovino folded. Defendant Bovino admitted that he lied, Ellis stated flatly. He admitted that he lied about whether a rock hit him before he deployed tear gas in Little Village. The judge wasn't buying the government's broader narrative either, dismissing claims of rioters, gangbangers and terrorists swarming agents as unsubstantiated, even after reviewing hundreds of hours of body cam footage. This isn't some abstract legal spat. It's playing out against the backdrop of Trump's vow to hit 3,000 deportations a day, a target Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has been racing to meet. Operation Midway Blitz, the Chicago-focused arm of that effort, has netted nearly 3,000 arrests since mid-June, per Justice Department estimates in a separate hearing last week. Agents, often in unmarked vans and tactical gear, have blanketed neighborhoods like Little Village, Gage Park, and Broadview, snatching up undocumented immigrants who've called this city home for years or decades. Critics say it's turned vibrant communities into war zones, with families torn apart and bystanders caught in the crossfire. Plaintiffs in the case, a coalition led by the Chicago Headline Club, alongside Block Club Chicago and the Chicago Newspaper Guild, cheered the injunction as a lifeline. Their lawyer, Steve Art, pointed out a telling shift. The tear gas use from Bovino's so-called Green Army had suddenly stopped. When Bovino was hauled into court, he told reporters outside the Dirksen Federal Building. Art called Ellis's order one that amps up the pressure to comply, mandating body cameras for all agents, clear identification badges, and warnings before deploying chemical agents. No more firing projectiles at heads, necks, or groins. No tackling non-threatening folks unless absolutely necessary for an arrest. And in residential or commercial zones, tear gas is off limits if it risks harming innocents. Bovino, for his part, has painted a darker picture of the streets. In videotaped deposition footage released just this week, after the Chicago Tribune and Chicago Public Media petitioned Ellis to unseal it, he defended his crew's actions as more than exemplary. Asked about a clip of him body slamming a protester named Mr. Blackburn outside the Broadview ICE facility, Bovino doubled down. And on Thursday, even as the ruling loomed, he brushed off a Chicago Tribune photographer's questions, insisting his agents were operating legally, ethically and morally. Chicago, he added with a wry grin while munching on a Slim Jim at a Skokie gas station, is a very tough place. But the optics aren't helping Bovino or the administration. A black and white photo of him in a long, SS-style trenchcoat, helmet tucked under his arm amid a sea of agents, went viral last month, spawning Nazi memes across social media and drawing fire from civil rights groups.